Hello motorcycle enthusiasts. Today I'm taking apart the carburetor of the Suzuki GS500F for you, which is the successor model to the E. You can see here with a lot of hoses attached, a PVLS system and so on. But first let me show you what tools we need. We need a 7mm open-end wrench, a 14mm open-end wrench, a Phillips screwdriver size PH2, various flathead screwdrivers, needle nose pliers, and our super cool custom-made tool from a paperclip. Now I've got it. There's just a small hook bent at the top, right? It's a paperclip wire with a small hook. I'll show you later what we need it for. So folks, as you can see, the whole thing here looks a bit like the garden section hose corner at the local hardware store. It's best if you take detailed photos of it. Then you'll know later how it all fits together. I'm now going to remove all the hoses so we can properly access the carburetor. Down here is this small valve. It's attached here with 2 Phillips screws to the float chamber, so you also need to unscrew those. The system is called PVLS, and it's used for this purpose, which is why we have these 2 small control units on the covers up here. It's used to prevent the engine from stalling when you quickly open the throttle, so that the vacuum up here in the covers doesn't become so strong that the slide doesn't shoot up too quickly. All right, so take some nice photos so you know where everything belongs. I'll remove the hoses and then we'll continue right away. I'll start with the operation of the choke. This is this one here. There are 2 Phillips head screws here. These are loosened and completely unscrewed. Under the screws is a plastic washer. There. This is it. It's about ensuring that this can glide smoothly. The same on the other side. Thank you very much. Screw out. Remove the washer. And then you can easily lift the choke operation upwards. I will of course show you this as always on one chamber. So we will now take this side. I will leave this side as it is. It's constructed the same way. Here, only the throttle position sensor is attached. You can leave it attached anyway, or you should leave it attached. It has a basic setting. So we start here with this side. Now it's very, very difficult to access here. You could of course also use a long 14mm socket or a strong pair of pliers. Here you might also be a bit creative in how you position the wrench. Usually it's not too tight. It's just plastic after all. But please make sure not to try to do it at an angle here. That will break it. So, and now this is unscrewed here. I think it actually worked much better this way. The choke piston is out. This is what it looks like. I'll set it aside here. And we'll start with the float chamber right away. There are 4 Phillips screws here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You need to loosen them and unscrew them completely. Please make sure to use a well-fitting tool. And if there's dirt in the screws, remove the dirt so that your tool fits properly here. So, and then the lid can be lifted straight up. It is fantastically clean. Here, I'd like to extend a big thank you to the kind lady who provided me with the carburetor for disassembly. It is actually brand new. It has never been used. That happens to me very rarely, that I have something like this on the table. So now we are already at the float chamber. I will start with the float. This is it here. It is secured or sits on a small axle here, and this is secured with this Phillips screw. I loosen it and unscrew it completely. And now you can take the float out upwards. Please be careful not to lose it. The float needle valve is attached here. Right, this is it. Great. Then I set it aside here. Next, I unscrew the inlet part of the float needle valve. This is the one secured with this small screw with the wide flange. So, this is just a very short one, it has to come out. And now the float needle valve or the inlet part can be removed. Please, I'll show this very carefully. Please try not to handle it like this if you still want to use the float needle valve. As I already mentioned, this is brand new. Pull it out from the outside with a bit of movement. There is an O-ring on it for sealing. I'll place it here with the needle valve itself. Of course, even though it has been sitting on the shelf for quite a while, a new seal kit must be installed. The O-rings are simply no longer elastic enough after the long storage period. I'll link a high-quality seal and repair kit in the video description below. Please, don't buy junk. I can also link a video for you above. I once made a comparison there. Very, very interesting. What can the expensive repair kit do, and what can the cheap one do? And because the question keeps coming up, does the Carburetor earn anything when he links that? Yes. When you click on this link, it's a so-called affiliate link. You support our channel and also a really great shop that has fantastic reviews. And all of this doesn't cost you a single cent more than if you were to order this kit normally. So folks, let's continue with the main jet. It's located here in the nozzle holder. And now we need the 7mm straight ring spanner. I'm now placing the ring side here, holding it steady and loosening the jet. So, and then I leave it in there. Why do I leave it in there? This one here is the same size in terms of shape. Of course, it's a different jet. Yes, it's smaller inside than this one. But to avoid mixing them up, I leave it in there for now and can loosen and unscrew the nozzle holder.
So my dear ones, a very, very short interruption. And now I will speak over my husband's video for the next few minutes because the audio didn't work as we wanted. This is now the unscrewed nozzle holder with the main jet itself. And here you can see the earring, of course. That also needs to be replaced, of course. He now sets the main jet aside and we move on to the next jet. This jet is for the fuel used during cold start or for the choke. And lastly, the idle jet. This jet also has a small nozzle holder. Next, we move on to the mixture screw. This is the one here. It sits a bit deeper. We will write the basic setting of the mixture screw in the video description for you. But you can also screw it in and count how many turns it takes until it stops. Please don't turn the mixture screw too tightly here. Now we turn the carburetor over and see if it comes out here. This is what it looks like. And to get the rest out, we use our little special tool here. It's a paper clip with a small hook on it. Yeah. Here is the spring. And then we try to get the washer and the O-ring out. Both came out at once. It's a bit tricky to show this properly with the gloves, but he managed it. So you see the screw here. By the way, this is the exact order. The screw, the spring, the washer, and the O-ring. Of course, we have also linked it for you in the video description below. And because my husband is often asked if he makes money from it, yes, he does. He receives a small commission if you order through the link we have placed in the description below. Yes, if you want to support us, you can gladly order through this link. And the best part is, you don't pay a single cent more, and you support not only us, but also the trusted shop. We are now at the top side, namely at the vacuum chamber of the PVLS system. This is screwed in place with 2 small Phillips screws. And when he has loosened the first upper screw, he holds the cover here with his thumb because there is a spring underneath. This is how the whole thing looks. Here is the spring. You can set it aside now. Under the spring is a small metal plate that holds this spring in place. Below that, there's a small plastic plate to better distribute the force here. And below that, the diaphragm. Please be careful with the diaphragm when you remove it, because sometimes it sticks a little. And no matter which diaphragm, always handle it carefully. The diaphragm can now also be set aside. And now he continues unscrewing both covers. These covers can be removed simultaneously and do not need to be separated from each other. You just need to loosen the Phillips screws for that. The screws are now out. He now very carefully removes both covers at the same time, lifting them slowly upwards. You can already see the springs there. One of the springs can now simply be set aside. And now we very carefully detach the diaphragm with the slide or the slide with the diaphragm. This is how the whole thing looks now. To remove the partial load needle here, we need the needle nose pliers. Inside there is a plastic element with an O-ring that holds everything in place. With the needle nose pliers, you now grab the plastic element, cowes, and jiggle it a bit. By the way, this is where the earring sits. The O-ring sits here on a groove. The spring will also fall out shortly. And now you can already remove the partial load needle. The spring, by the way, is on the partial load needle to press it down.
So friends, one more additional piece of information for you. Down here inside, this part is the atomizer from the nozzle holder of the main jet. It is sometimes included in the repair kits and sometimes not. So if you want to remove it, you need to push it down from above, once the nozzle holder is already also removed, of course. So if we look down here now, there it is. It will then fall out here. And when you disassemble, please make sure to note that it has a closed side and an open side. Do you see here? And the open side should face upwards. And that's how it is installed. You simply let it fall in here. And then, basically, when screwing in the nozzle holder, you push it upwards. Sometimes this can be a bit difficult. Check beforehand if it is seated correctly. Yes, it's seated correctly. And then, as mentioned, screw in the nozzle holder, and it will be in place. I am now screwing here at the bottom of the nozzle holder, and if you look closely, you can see. Yes, it had to come out a little bit. So, that's how it should look in the end.
We hope you enjoyed the video. And feel free to give my husband a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. This is, of course, free for you. We wish you great success with your project and also look forward to your comments. Have fun and see you in the next video.